Welcome to another episode of Shipper War, my review of The Lucky One.
Shipper War. When ship happens, I'm there.
There's three things you can always expect out of a Nicholas Spark book turned into film. 1. Romance. 2. Location, North Carolina. And 3. Some type of tragedy. Now, if you aren't aware who Nicholas Spark is, he's an author who writes some of the best romance books that are out there. And a lot of his books are turned into films. And some of them to name are Walk to Remember, Message in a Bottle, The Notebook, Dear John, The Last Song. I'm sure I'm missing some. But the thing about, Nicholas Spark books is they're all good. He just knows how to write good romances. Problem is, his books are not always translated into film very well. Now, this movie, I have to say, I haven't read the book, so I can't really judge it in the sense of if it's as good as the book. I'm judging it just as a standalone, as the film itself. And I have to say, I personally did enjoy this movie a lot more than I was expecting to. I was kind of iffy about it due to The Last Song and Dear John being big disappointments, and because I wasn't sure about Zac Efron. Now, there's one thing that I was right about, and that is Zac Efron. Now, I haven't read the book, so I'm not exactly sure how Zac Efron's character is supposed to be, if he's supposed to be the way he is in this movie. I remember seeing an interview with Nicholas Spark, and he was talking about how Zac Efron's character in this movie was a lot different than any other character that he wrote. And while watching this movie, I kept thinking that, I'm like, maybe this is how his character is supposed to be, because he's supposed to be completely different than any other character that Nicholas Spark has ever written. The thing with Zac Efron's character in this movie is that he was very uptight, and I didn't like it. I didn't like his very uptightness in the movie. He seemed very bland, and he wasn't a very, fun character. He was almost boring at certain times. The actress in this movie was so good. She was such a likable character. She was so much fun. I really enjoyed her. I really enjoyed her interaction with her grandmother and her son and all that good stuff. And then you have Zac Efron, who's playing this character that I'm going to assume he's supposed to be this way, which is uptight. And Zac Efron is not really known for his acting. And it's kind of it puts me off when they do that. I just don't like when they put these amazing actresses with these mediocre actors. I don't understand why they do it. I understand that Zac Efron's a good-looking guy, but he's just not up to par to this actress who I don't know her name. I apologize, but she was really likable and enjoyable, and I look forward to seeing her in other things. Now, going back to Zac Efron being a good-looking guy, he is extremely good-looking. I mean, he was wonderful to look at throughout this whole movie. Don't get me wrong. And I have to say I was a little taken aback by him, because the last time I saw him in something, he looked like a teenage boy. And then in this movie, he looked like a man. There was some scenes where he was shirtless in his undies, and you're like, okay, that's definitely a man. Because he really buffed up for this movie. He was all man, that for sure. So no more boy as Zac Efron is. No more boy. So that was my only issue, was that I was confused by Zac Efron's character and how he acted. But it wasn't enough for me to not enjoy the movie as a whole, because I really did enjoy the story. I really enjoyed what they were doing with it. I really enjoyed the lead actress, and the grandmother was great as well. There was a lot of likable and very unlikable characters in the movie, but you're meant to not like them. It was just a very good romance in that sense, and I have to say, it is one of the better Nicholas Spark books turned into film, or I would rather say Nicholas Sparks film of recent years. So I really did enjoy this movie, and I definitely recommend this to anybody who does enjoy Nicholas Spark, movies, books turned into movies, or like romances. If you don't like romances, don't like Nicholas Spark, don't even bother seeing this movie, because you're probably not going to like it. But if you do, you're going to end up enjoying it. I personally enjoyed it for the reasons I already stated. So that is all for this episode of Shipper War. Goodbye, and until next time. And if you haven't already, please subscribe.